You remember the A-Team for the explosions, the attitude, and the unstoppable heroes who could survive anything on screen. But real life wasn't so kind. Behind the legendary stunts and the laughter were heartbreaking struggles no fan ever saw coming. Sudden losses, hidden illnesses, and quiet battles that changed everything. Stay with us, because what happened to these beloved stars will shock you, move you, and stay with you long after the video ends. Dwight Schultz steps into frame like a spark waiting to catch fire. Born November 24, 1947, he was 35 when he unleashed H.M. Howling Mad Murdoch on the A-Team, shaping one of television's most unpredictable, endearing wild cards. Schultz didn't just play Murdoch, he engineered him, blending razor-sharp comedic instincts with a wounded tenderness that made the character unforgettable. Before the A-Team roar, Schultz built his craft on the stage, and afterward he carved new legends in Star Trek, The Next Generation and Voyager, where his portrayal of Lieutenant Reginald Barclay added vulnerability and depth rarely seen in sci-fi. His voice work further expanded his artistic reach, echoing through animation and video games. Now, at 78 years old, Dwight Schultz remains a treasured figure whose performances remind us how chaos, humor, and humanity can collide to create a character that never leaves the audience's heart. Dirk Benedict steps into memory like a silver screen wink, the kind that makes an entire room lean in. Born March 1, 1945, he was 38 when he crafted Lieutenant Templeton Faceman Peck in the A-Team, a role that blended charm, cleverness, and a roguish sparkle that seemed effortless. Benedict didn't just play the team's smooth-talking con artist. He sculpted a man who hid loneliness behind confidence, a performer who made every grin feel like a story half told. His career had already caught fire with Battlestar Galactica, where he anchored sci-fi adventure with emotional grounding. Later, he expanded into stage work, writing, and directing, proving there was always more behind the classic leading man exterior. Today, at 80, Dirk Benedict remains a beloved icon of television's golden era, his legacy carried by the characters who made audiences believe that charm, real charm, never fades. Lance LeGault arrived on screen like a storm front in uniform, carrying that unmistakable voice that seemed forged from steel and gravel. Born May 2, 1935, he was 48 when he became Colonel Roderick Decker in the A-Team, the relentless officer forever chasing the squad with a mix of intimidation and strangely endearing obsession. LeGault didn't just play an antagonist, he embodied a presence, a man whose shadow entered a room before he did. Before the A-Team, he carved out a formidable path through Hollywood, doubling for Elvis Presley, commanding scenes in Stripes and Coma, and becoming one of television's most recognizable tough men. His range often surprised directors. Beneath the force was precision, discipline, and rare emotional control. Lance LeGault passed away on September 10, 2012, at 77, from heart failure. His legacy endures, carried by that voice, that glare, and the unforgettable authority he brought to every frame he touched. Melinda Cooley stepped into the A-Team with a spark that softened the shadows around four fugitives, giving the series its lone voice of grounded curiosity. Born May 5, 1955, she was just 28 when she portrayed Amy Amanda Allen, the ambitious reporter whose courage and compassion made her more than a tag-along. She became the team's conscience, the bridge between chaos and truth, adding a fresh emotional pulse to a show built on action. Before joining the series, Cooley had already begun shaping a versatile career in modeling and television, and afterward she expanded her creative voice even further, acting in Family Ties, Saint Elsewhere, Knots Landing, and later reinventing herself as an author and visual artist. Her path reflects a quiet resilience, an artist constantly evolving beyond the roles she first became known for. In 2025, is 70 years old, still admired for the intelligence and warmth she brought to Amy, a reminder that even in a world of explosions and daring escapes, one determined voice can change the whole story. Robert Vaughn arrived in the A-Team like a sharpened whisper of authority, reshaping the series' final season the moment General Hunt Stockwell stepped into frame. Born November 22, 1932, Vaughn was 54 when he took on the role, crafting a character wrapped in elegance, calculation, and quiet power. His presence added a new gravity to the team's journey, turning missions into moral puzzles and giving the story its late-series sophistication. Before the A-Team, Vaughn had already carved out a remarkable career, an Oscar-nominated turn in The Young Philadelphians, global fame as Napoleon Solo in The Man from UNCLE, and decades of acclaimed stage and screen work. He carried the polish of old Hollywood intellect, the kind that made every line feel carved from steel. Sorrowfully, he passed away on November 11, 2016, at the age of 83, by acute leukemia. His legacy endures as one of television's great commanding figures. Jack Ging entered television history with a presence that felt carved from granite. Born November 30, 1931, he was 52 when he stepped into the A-Team as General Harlan Fulbright, shaping the character with a rare blend of military command and wounded humanity. Ging played Fulbright not as a simple antagonist, but as a man torn between duty, pride, and the slow erosion of certainty, giving the series some of its most emotionally charged confrontations. Beyond the A-Team, Ging built a rich career across film and television, earning recognition in The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, Hawaii Five-0, and Riptide. A former college football player turned actor, he carried an athletic discipline into every frame, grounding his roles with physical presence and emotional restraint. Regrettably, he passed away on September 9, 2022, at the age of 90. His work remains a testament to characters shaped not by volume, but by the quiet weight of conviction, a legacy that still resonates with fans today. Red West stepped into the A-Team universe with the rugged ease of a man who had lived 1,000 American stories. Born March 8, 1936, he was 47 when he appeared as Sheriff Brooks, bringing a grounded, lived-in authenticity that made even brief moments feel carved from real small-town grit. West didn't just play authority. He embodied the weariness, the fire, and the moral crossroads that defined so many of his law enforcement roles. Outside, he had already built a remarkable and unconventional career. Once a close friend and bodyguard to Elvis Presley, West transitioned into acting with powerful turns in Roadhouse, Glory Road, and dozens of classic television shows. His work carried a raw honesty shaped by a life that never followed a straight line. Heartbreakingly, Red West passed away on July 18, 2017, at age 81, from an aortic aneurysm. His performances remain unforgettable, tough, human, and stamped with the quiet weight of truth. Ismael Carlo arrived in the A-Team with the quiet force of someone who understood how a single scene could deepen a world. As Delgado, he brought a sharp, understated tension that made his presence feel larger than the script allowed. The kind of actor who could shift the air in a room with just a glance. Born January 29, 1942, in Cabo Rojo, Puerto Rico, Carlo was 41 when he stepped into the series, already carrying the grit and resilience of a long-working character actor. His career became a tapestry of rich, culturally resonant roles. From Miami Vice to ER, from One Life to Live to Blood In, Blood Out, Carlo carved a path defined by authenticity and emotional weight. His characters often stood at the crossroads of humor and hardship, capturing the complexity of Latino identity on American television. Currently, at 83, Ismael Carlo remains a cherished figure whose legacy thrives in the many stories he helped bring to life, always grounded. George Peppard stepped into the A-Team like a born commander, carrying the calm danger and charismatic certainty that made Colonel John Hannibal Smith unforgettable. Born October 1, 1928, in Detroit, he was 54 when he first lit his cigar and delivered that iconic grin, the look of a man who loved when a plan came together. Peppard shaped Hannibal with a mix of sly humor, military sharpness, and leading man confidence sharpened over decades in Hollywood. Before the A-Team, he had already lived several careers' worth of triumphs. Starring opposite Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's, commanding war epics, and leading noir dramas with that unmistakable steel blue gaze. His range stretched from romantic charm to cold-blooded intensity, each role carrying his signature precision. Off-screen, Peppard was disciplined, proud, and unafraid to reinvent himself, even walking away from films that didn't meet his standards. His life closed on May 8, 1994, at age 65, due to pneumonia. Remains one of television's great leaders. Carl Franklin entered the A-Team with the quiet authority of a man who understood power not just in action, but in presence. Born April 11, 1949, he was in his 35 when he stepped into the role of Captain Crane, shaping the character with a steady resolve that contrasted beautifully with the team's explosive chaos. Franklin didn't dominate scenes with volume. He did it with focus, intelligence, and a simmering tension that made every confrontation feel personal. Besides the A-Team, he built a strong career as a character actor in series like The Incredible Hulk and McLean's Law, sharpening the observational skills that would later define his second, extraordinary act. Because Franklin did what few actors ever do. He transformed into one of Hollywood's most respected filmmakers. As of now, at 76 years old, Carl Franklin stands as a multi-hyphenate artist, actor, director, storyteller, whose journey from Captain Crane to celebrated filmmaker feels as cinematic as anything he ever put on screen. Tia Carrere arrived on screen like a spark you couldn't look away from, confident, magnetic, and effortlessly radiant. Born January 2, 1967, in Honolulu, she was just 18 when she appeared as Tia Fulbright on the A-Team, bringing a bold, youthful energy that softened the rough edges of the show's military world. Even in a brief role, she carried an unmistakable screen presence, the kind that hinted at a career ready to ignite. Carrere soon became one of the defining faces of 90s pop culture. Wayne's World launched her into global fame, showcasing not just her acting but her music, while True Lies cemented her as an action-era standout, blending danger and allure with ease. She continued to evolve, earning a Grammy for her Hawaiian music albums and voicing Nanny in Disney's beloved Lilo and Stitch. Nowadays, at 58 years old, Tia Carrere remains a multi-talented force. Actress, singer, cultural icon, whose early spark on the A-Team grew into a legacy that spans decades and genres. Marla Heasley arrived in the A-Team as Tawnia Baker with a spark of adventure, the kind of reporter whose curiosity could light a fuse and whose courage could carry her straight into the crossfire. Born September 29, 1959, in Hollywood, she was just 24 when she stepped into the role, bringing a fresh dynamic to the team's high-stakes world. Her blend of determination, charm, and quiet resilience made Tawnia a memorable presence during the show's explosive fourth season. Before and after the A-Team, Heasley built a steady acting career with guest roles across 80s television, from The Love Boat to T.J. Hooker, always adding a touch of warmth and intelligence to her characters. In the early 90s, she gracefully stepped away from Hollywood, choosing a more private life centered around family and creative pursuits. This day, at 66 years old, Marla Heasley remains fondly remembered by fans, a reminder of how one role, lived with heart, can leave a lasting glow in a legendary series. Tony Brubaker entered the A-Team not as a headline character, but as the kind of thug whose presence made every explosion, chase, and showdown feel unmistakably real. Born November 1, 1931, Brubaker was in his 50s when he brought his seasoned stunt mastery to the series, shaping the gritty backbone of its action with fearless precision. His work wasn't loud, it was lived, every fall, punch, and impact delivered with the skill of a man who understood the poetry inside chaos. Beyond the A-Team, he had already carved out a respected Hollywood path as a stunt performer and actor, contributing to films like Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run, and The Blues Brothers. His body of work became a quiet testament to the unsung craftsmen who build the adrenaline of American television. Sadly, Tony Brubaker passed away on February 22, 2021, at 89, leaving behind a legacy woven into the action landscapes he helped create. Thomas Rosales Jr. ignited the screen in the A-Team as Walker, a menacing presence whose arrival always meant trouble was seconds away. Born February 3, 1948, he was 36 years old when he stepped into the role, already carving out a reputation as one of Hollywood's boldest and most reliable stunt performers. His physical command and fearless precision gave Walker an authenticity that made every chase, fall, and fight beat feel dangerously real. Rosales' body of work became a living chronicle of action cinema. He delivered unforgettable stunt and acting performances in Scarface, RoboCop 2, Predator 2, and The Lost World, Jurassic Park, contributing to more than 200 film and TV productions. Few performers have risked more to make movie magic possible. These days, Thomas Rosales Jr. is 77 years old, celebrated as a pioneer whose bruises, bravery, and artistry helped shape decades of Hollywood action. Tricia O'Neil brought sharp intellect and grounded warmth to the A-Team as Dr. Maggie Sullivan, the trusted ally whose calm presence often steadied the chaos surrounding the team. Born March 11, 1945, O'Neil was 38 years old when she stepped into the role, pairing emotional depth with quiet authority to create one of the series' most memorable recurring characters. Before joining the A-Team, O'Neil had already built a respected career across stage and television, appearing in classics like Barnaby Jones, The $6 Million Man, and General Hospital. Her versatility later led her to the Star Trek universe, where she portrayed Captain Rachel Garrett in the Next Generation's beloved episode, Yesterday's Enterprise, a performance still cherished by fans for its strength and gravity. As of 2025, she is 80 years old, gradually stepping away from the spotlight, admired for the intelligence, poise, and emotional resonance she brought to every frame. Danny Wells stepped into the A-Team with his trademark spark and quick wit, portraying the enthusiastic film director whose brief screen time carried the same lively energy that defined his long career. Born April 7, 1941, in Montreal, Wells was 42 years old when he appeared on the series, already well-loved for his charismatic blend of humor, timing, and expressive warmth. Outside, Wells had become a familiar face on television, guest starring in shows like The Jeffersons, Love, American Style, and Sanford and Son. But his most iconic contribution came later when he donned the green overalls of Luigi in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, a role that cemented him as a beloved figure for an entire generation of kids. Off-screen, Wells was known for kindness, sharp comedic instincts, and a deep love for performing. He passed away on November 28, 2013, at 72, from cancer. His appearances, large and small, remain vibrant reminders of an actor who could light up a scene simply by walking into it. Dick Durock carved an unforgettable presence in the A-Team as Tedesco's Hood, bringing towering strength and simmering intimidation to a role that needed no introduction. Born September 18, 1937, Durock was 45 years old when he appeared on the series, already respected as one of Hollywood's most fearless stuntmen and character actors. His career stretched across some of television and film's most iconic action landscapes. Durock doubled for major stars, performed high-risk stunts, and became a fan favorite when he embodied the titular creature in Swamp Thing and the subsequent TV series. Beneath the imposing exterior, he carried a gentle spirit and deep professionalism, earning admiration from crews across decades of productions. Regrettably, he passed away on September 24, 2009, at 72, by pancreatic cancer, following complications from pancreatic cancer. Every frame he powered through still echoes with the legacy of a man who turned sheer physical storytelling into an art form. Alan Fudge entered the A-Team with a quiet force, shaping Elliot Farnell into the kind of antagonist who didn't need raised voices or theatrics to command tension. Born February 27, 1944, Fudge was 39 years old when he appeared on the series, already known in Hollywood as a consummate character actor gifted with subtlety, intelligence, and emotional precision. Before stepping into the world of Hannibal and the team, Fudge had built a rich resume with standout roles in Man from Atlantis, Ice Skate, and dozens of guest appearances across television's golden decades. He had a rare talent for grounding even the most heightened stories in something human, an inner life flickering just beneath the surface. His later career expanded into shows like Seventh Heaven, The West Wing, and CSI, where he continued bringing depth to every frame. Heartbreakingly, Fudge passed away on October 10, 2011, at 67, from lung cancer. His work remains a reminder that even in an action-driven world, the quietest performances can cut the deepest and stay the longest. Tracy Scoggins charged into the A-Team with irresistible confidence, shaping Shauna Mayer into a woman who could match the team's swagger beat for beat. Born November 13, 1953, Scoggins was 30 years old when she appeared on the series, already carving a path in Hollywood with her striking screen presence, athletic poise, and charismatic fire. Beyond the A-Team, she had transitioned from competitive gymnastics and modeling into acting, quickly landing roles in shows like Dynasty, The Dukes of Hazzard, and Remington Steele. Her turn as Shauna Mayer blended strength and allure, giving the episode a sharp, modern edge that hinted at the career still ahead of her. Scoggins would go on to become a sci-fi icon through Babylon 5 and Crusade, embodying roles defined by intelligence, power, and layered emotional depth. She continued working steadily across film and television, admired for her versatility and commanding presence. Today is 72 years old, her career standing as proof that some performers don't just appear on screen, they electrify it. Carol Baxter brought gentle assurance and grounded warmth to the A-Team in her appearance as the nurse, a small but steady presence woven into the chaos and charm of the series. Born December 25, 1944, Baxter was 38 years old when she stepped into the role, already familiar to audiences for her natural sincerity and the quiet emotional clarity she brought to every character. Before the A-Team, Baxter built a career through a wide range of television guest roles, appearing in shows like Lou Grant, Trapper John, MD, and Chips. She had a gift for making even brief moments feel lived in, for giving supporting characters a pulse, a personality, a heartbeat. It was a quality that made her instantly memorable, even in a fast-paced action world. Though she gradually stepped away from Hollywood in the 1990s, her work remains part of television's rich fabric. Sadly, Baxter passed away on January 21, 2020, at 75, leaving behind a legacy of subtle, human performances that proved even the quietest roles can leave a lasting imprint. Beau Starr stepped into the A-Team with a sturdy, unshakable presence that defined his entire career, shaping Starger into the kind of character who felt instantly real. A man whose authority came not from volume, but from the weight behind his gaze. Born September 1, 1944, Starr was 38 years old when he appeared on the series, already carving his place as one of television's most reliable and resonant character actors. Outside, Starr had begun building momentum with appearances on Hill Street Blues, Kojak, and T.J. Hooker, bringing grit and emotional grounding to roles that might otherwise fade in the rush of episodic storytelling. In later years, Starr became widely recognized for portraying Sheriff Ben Meeker in Halloween 4 and Halloween 5, cementing his cult status appeal. He continued acting well into the 2000s, leaving an imprint across film and television. As of now, Beau Starr is 81 years old, remembered warmly as an actor who gave even the toughest characters a beating heart beneath the armor. Mr. T entered the A-Team like a force of nature, and television was never the same. Born May 21, 1952, he was 31 years old when he first roared onto screens as B.A. Baracus, the gold-clad mechanic with fists of steel and a heart that beat fiercely for his team. He didn't just play B.A., he became an icon, a cultural shockwave. Every glare, every growl, every "I pity the fool" turned him into one of the most unforgettable figures in 1980s pop culture. Long before the A-Team, Mr. T worked as a bodyguard for stars like Muhammad Ali and Diana Ross, and his breakthrough as Clubber Lang in Rocky III announced him as a larger-than-life talent with charisma that jumped off the screen. The A-Team transformed him into a superhero for everyday people. Tough, loyal, unbreakable. In the years that followed, he battled personal hardships, including cancer, with the same unstoppable spirit fans saw on screen. Nowadays, is 73 years old, a living legend whose presence still radiates strength, humor, and a timeless reminder that heroes come in all forms. Thank you for honoring the legacy of the A-Team with us today. Their courage, their laughter, and their unforgettable performances still live on in every fan's heart. If this journey moved you, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Vintage Heritage 60s, and share your favorite A-Team memories in the comments. Until next time, cherish the legends who made television truly heroic.